Does this sound familiar to you? I think it should. If you're a Yankee fan like me, you hear the crescendo. Yeah, when you heard that, it only meant one thing to us Yankee fans that the great Mariano Rivera is coming out the bullpen to close another game. Welcome to tonight's edition of the Sports Opinion Log. I'm your host, Lex Anderson, and in tonight's video, what more needs to be said, honestly? I'm wearing the official Yankee pinstripe jersey, World Series, inaugural season 2009, with matching fitted. Look at that, still in great condition. And why am I putting on my Yankee gear tonight? Well, if you don't know, Mariano Rivera is the first ever unanimous player voted into the Hall of Fame class of 2019. And I got the Major League Baseball here. I've got the grip ready to throw that cutter the way Mariano would and break so many bats and strike out so many players over so many wonderful seasons with the New York Yankees. And, it's amazing. Like Jay-Z would say, Mama, I made it. Mariano has made it. Hall of Fame as a closer, first ballot, 100%, first player ever. Do you know how big that is? The last person who came that close was Ken Griffey Jr. with 99.3% of the votes from the Baseball Writers Association. And good news, he'll have company as fellow Yankee Mike Mussina also got the call, along with Seattle's great hitter Edgar Martinez and the late Roy Halladay. And a moment of silence for Roy Halladay. Okay, but he goes to Cooperstown. But tonight, it's all about the great Mariano Rivera. And, as a Yankee fan, I remember when I got my own apartment, my first apartment, and I had cable. And at the time, on Cablevision, they were going back and forth with the Yankees, who were breaking away from Cablevision, starting the Yes Network. And I remember it was like $2 to $5 a month. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pay that $2 to $5 a month to see the Yes Network and watch those Yankee games. And, seeing Mariano pitch and just strike them out, swinging helplessly, breaking bats, it was like so amazing. Because at the time when I was uh, living on my own, it was pretty much just reading the paper. I didn't really get cable, honestly, until I had moved out on my own. So I was very late to the cable and pay-per-view game. But, that's the price of the joys of being independent and being on your own. Because it's like, oh my God, so many stations. I'm no longer watching the WPIX Yankee games. I'm watching Yes Network, all Yankee games all the time. And it's been a wonderful ride, a wonderful experience. And, having been to Yankee Stadium, old and new, and again, 2009, being there for Game 3 of the World Series, just so many great moments that Mariano Rivera has provided us as Yankee fans is something that can never, ever we can never say thank you enough to Mariano Rivera and for what he's brought to the organization. And he's brought a lot to the organization. I got my notes ready here real quick. 13-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champion, 3-time Major League Baseball saves leader. The record in saves, 653, 1999 World Series MVP, 2003 ALCS MVP, with a postseason ERA of 0.70. It gets no better than that, folks. I mean, like, come on. Career ERA 2.21. Like, that that's it in a nutshell. And the grace, the professionalism, the humbleness, and the dominance of a man with one pitch. His stance pretty much has been the same. The follow through has been the same. Playing in the AL East against heavy hitting teams like the hated Boston Red Sox, keeping fending off up and comers like the Tampa Bay Devil Rays or whoever else, or the Toronto Blue Jays, and just outlasting so many other closers who were hits and misses and fads with his endurance. I mean, like, it was amazing, truly amazing. Like, man, and just right now watching MLB Network and him being so humble and accepting the call and in the interview, just giving thanks to God, man. And that's what it's about. A man with natural, God-giving ability who dominated whenever his number was called upon. And let me tell you, being a Yankee fan, especially in the 2009 series against the Philadelphia Phillies, to see Mariano coming out in the eighth inning, getting the four out, the six out saves. Honestly, Mariano should have been the MVP of the 2009 World Series. Like, come on, you're winning and getting to the World Series in your inaugural stadium season. That's like watching a comet, or Halley's Comet, actually, fly by in the night sky. But that was Mariano Rivera. He was truly our rock upon which the greatness of the Yankee dynasty under Torrey and Jeter were built upon. Without no Mariano, none of this stuff happens, and that's a fact. Honestly, here at the Sports Opinion Log, I might be giving my opinion, but that's just a fact. Mariano meant and brought so much to us as an organization. Even when he would be a free agent or his time was up, the Yankees always did the right thing and kept him. He never had to hit the open market because the Yankees knew they valued and they treasured that man. And, of course, just looking at the old clips of him closing out World Series games and the tears and the final out where Posada and Pettit came to get him from the mound and the tears. It's just like, you know, a lot of Yankee fans might gripe about the fact that there hasn't been a World Series in 10 years or whatever. And I get it. I made a video about how much they've spent, but the Yankees give their fans and Major League Baseball so many moments that will endure over the time of baseball that, you know, not to take it as a moral victory, but the Yankees are champions. They are winners. And, what does it say that the Yankees have two Hall of Famers in 2019? I mean, like Mike Mussina, another great grizzled veteran, you know, came to us from the Orioles. Unfortunately, he never did get he never did win the World Series with us. And they won it the following year in '98. But then there was also the almost perfect game. I believe that was against the Red Sox, where he was so close. Like it was like heartbreaking that someone hit a single and broke up his perfect game. He almost had a perfect game on his resume. But a tip of the cap to Mike Mussina for all that you have done for the Yankees organization and just being a professional day in and day out. I'm going through my likes here real quick. Let's see what else I have here. Okay, so Mike Mussina, it was his 6th year on the ballot, 5-time All-Star, 7-time Gold Glove, and his 82.9 pitching WAR is ranked 6th in the designated hitter era. So I'm like, when Moose was out there, the man did his thing, hands down. I just wish he could have got a World Series ring to be the icing on the cake of what was a wonderful career. And what else do we have? Edgar Martinez, a wonderful, great hitter for the Seattle Mariners. There was concern about him even making it and being a DH, but obviously the BBWA, the Baseball Writers Association, they did the right thing and they put him in as well as he deserves it, honestly. The numbers on Edgar Martinez real quick: 7-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger, 2-time batting champion, and now, again, the newest member of the Hall of Fame 2019. And he's at the top of the Mariners all-time list for runs scored, 1,219, RBIs, 1,261, and on-base percentage of 418. So a tip of the cap again to Edgar Martinez, and of course we had the moment of silence for Roy Halladay. Um, Going too soon, unfortunately, but once again, a great pitcher, dominated in both leagues. You know, for the Blue Jays, and then when he went over to the Phillies, I would have hoped that he could have been a Yankee, but I guess that was never to be. Not everybody wants to play for the Yankees, so you just have to accept that. But at the end of the day, we got what we wanted, and that's the great Mariano Rivera is in the Hall of Fame. There's some great key pictures and stuff that I saved on my Twitter profile. You can follow me at Mr. Fifth Avenue. Link is in the bio below. And just a joy, just truly a joy with Mariano. Like a great man, professional through and through. Like especially in this day and age of social media and players falling in love with themselves and all this other selfish stuff. Mariano gave all the glory and honor to God and was a team player, never put himself above the team. So, thank you, Mariano, for doing what you've done for the New York Yankees and the organization and their fan base. I truly appreciate what you've done. And speaking of being done, that's the end of this video. I thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure to do the right thing and subscribe to this channel, and that bell icon that you see over there to your right, ding, make sure you press it so you stay up to date of any and all upcoming future videos. Until next time, hopefully there'll be another great situation in which I have to put on the Yankee gear a little bit before pitchers and catchers. But until then, with a tip of the cap, this is your boy Lex Anderson. I would pop my collar, but we're just going to go out with style and grace on this one. With a tip of the cap, I'm signing out.